Traxxas Mike presents HPI Savage Flux 2350 Resurrection. Hey guys, I shot this in 4K. Let me know if it's better or worse.
What's going on, everybody? Traxxas Mike from My RC Life coming at you today. Obviously, the country, the world is in a state of crisis and everyone's staying inside. So I'm going to continue on maybe doing some resurrection videos. And boy, do I got a special one for you today. Today, we got the HPI Savage Flux 2350. Now, at one point in time, I had two of these trucks. I had the 2350. This was my very first dual battery truck. I guess it ain't my first. I had an E-Max, but that thing was crap with a Mama Monster in it. It was just way too much for that type of chassis. Well, I ended up picking this up, and it was the first thing I'd ever run on 6S, and it did backflips and stuff. And shortly after that, I ended up getting the Savage Flux HP 2200. The only difference between the Savage Flux 2350 and the Savage Flux HP 2200 is the motor and ESC. This does not have the stock ESC in it. It's basically a rebranded Castle Mamba Max Pro ESC. They look exactly the same. And for all the people out there that say, oh, you're wrong, blah, 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 here is the HPI Racing, the stock one that came in it. Then here is a Castle Mamba Max Pro. They look identical. Well, this truck's been sitting for some time now, and I want to get it going. Now, I had this ESC. It's a Hobby Wing, 80 amp, capable of 4S. I think it may take up to 6. I think I've heard people plugging 2-3 cells into it, but it's probably best that you don't run it, but on what it's recommended for. This is an older Hobby Wing ESC. It does have a built-in BEC. It is programmable. Now, I did have this in this truck for a minute. When I first started my channel, I think I ran it just for a minute. Yeah, I was running it on one of these little 4 cells at a time. I would put one here, run it for like 5 minutes, switch it over to the other one, run it for like 5 minutes. I got 2 big 2 cells I'm going to put into it now and wire this so it ain't a single connection, but it's a double connection. So that's what we're going to do with that as well, and then just get this truck hopefully going today. So let's get at it. First, let's wire that ESC. All right, we got our solder, our rosin, and a little bit of extra wire. I got a new end. I got a couple, I probably got new ones of these somewhere, but I just grabbed 2 old ones that I had kicking around. It don't really matter. And I got my soldering iron plugged in, pre-warmed. Alright, first of all, what I'm going to do is put an end on each side of this wire. You only want like a little bit. That might even be a little bit too much. You just want like basically from there to there long, so that'll be all right, I guess. Now, these do have a way they go. There's a little dent right about where my fingernail's at, and that's the end that sticks out of the back side, so you want it to go in with that end sticking out. The frog just puked. All right, now we got that made. This is really simple. Just take you just push those out, and then you take this one here. You put it, actually I probably could have left this one stuck in. You didn't even have to take out both of them. You can take out one. Throw your positive in here to your empty slot. This is a very important part you don't want to miss because it really sucks unsoldering things, so you have to do this. Put your heat shrink on now. We don't need a lot. Just, you know, there's just a tiny little bit there. I just like to have a piece on that. I don't have that in-between size I need, so I make my own in-between size. Slide that right on up into here somehow. There. And we're going to slide a black piece on this end. Oh, that's right, I didn't have the correct size for this one either. So we'll make that correct size. I can't stretch these too far or it starts to rip. Now this is where you got to pay attention. Negative, positive. Now this positive's got to go into the negative on this one. So we're gonna drive that sucker in there. And remember, get that heat shrink on prior. This one fits a little tight. Instead of jamming it in there and only having a partial stick out, I'm just gonna go ahead and file some solder off of the top of it so it fits in there a little bit better. See if it fits any better now. Need some taken off this top there. That's a lot better. This goes into the negative side of this Johnny popper. So you know that slid in a lot further that time. This goes in on the positive side. There we go. Now we're set up to run two cells or whatever. The next step is getting into this. Oh my gosh, look at the dust. Look at the dust on this thing. Safe to say I probably didn't clean it when I put it away, before I put it away. Yeah. Does it have a receiver? Yes, an old Duratrax receiver. And I think that is... These are all 2.4s except for this one and this one. This one's an odd one. It's not a 2.4, but it has just a button you hit on the back and it changes your frequency. No crystals. It's still FM. Ain't that weird? It was made by Losi. Odd little bugger. Okay, this one's hit right here. It's probably got batteries in it and they're probably charged. Yes. Okay, so we got that part figured out. It looks like it does need some wheelie bar parts, but I think I just had rebuilt the shocks. The servo, I think I had to put a new one in it. The gears look good. Yeah, so let's go ahead and start mounting this bad boy. This button needs to go to the back. Ooh, I think I'm gonna turn this way so these aren't near this. I got that cover, but I just gotta find it. It's probably in here. Savage parts. Okay, that way these wires ain't so close to that, with these bigger ones here and stuff. All right, motor wires. I don't know if this is the correct way. I'm going to hook left to left, middle to middle, and right to right. If not, we'll switch two around or go in on the settings and change the direction of the motor. All right, that'll reach the batteries. Let's get this ESC wire routed up here. Let's see what looks good here. I think a lot of guys would run theirs outside of this roll bar on the first bar, and then in side of the roll bar on the second one, and do some type of zip tie because it keeps the wire away from that gear. Now we could just slap it in there and get out and be running it in 10 minutes, but hey, we got an extra little bit of time right now. Why not try to do it the right way? Or at least, I ain't saying this is the perfect right way, but at least better than just letting it dangle. Okay, we got that ESC plugged in to the receiver. That's buttoned up. The transmission, front end and rear end parts, shocks, new parts in bags, new parts in bags, all kinds of crap. GoPro mount. Now this is the cover for the gear. D10 on one side, screw on the other. All right, that's in place. I wonder if there's any other way I can get that held down better. Like maybe a piece of Velcro around it, but that's gonna dissipate heating qualities though. I know exactly what I'm using. I got this awesome 3M crap a long time ago. And this stuff, you buy a section of this and a section of this, and it is awesome. They actually lock into each other. Similar to Velcro, but so much better. Let me cut out a couple pieces. Okay, here's a section about as long as that ESC from the one side, side A, I guess. You could call it something like that. Pull the same size section out of side B. Now watch this stuff. Now see, they're just sliding on top of each other. Now listen. And you can see them actually sandwiched down. And it's hard to get it apart like... There it goes. I ain't saying it won't come apart, but it's probably going to work better than this dollar store standard type of Velcro stuff. I got Velcro on top of hot glue. Yeah, you can tell I was in a hurry when I put this together last time. Definitely was in a hurry. Might as well do it right. Get a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Clean off where this stuff is going to adhere. Put that on there. Look, I can pick it right up. It did finally pop off, but you get the point. That other Velcro, oh, now we're really locked in. It could probably almost... Alright, I don't feel like jerking the wires out of this thing today, so I'm going to quit that. But... oh, she pops right in. Nice and tight. I like that. Putting a zip tie around that shock tower, so in case this does fling or the batteries come out and try to pull on it and this does come off the Velcro, it's kind of got a little bit of extra structural rigidity to hold it in. I don't know, maybe right there. Wipe that off with alcohol as well. Okay, next, I don't have tires for this thing. Nothing good anyways. Another tip for keeping safe from the coronavirus, take a drink of something every 15 minutes. If you have the bacteria or the virus or whatever, and it's in your mouth or on your lips or whatever, and you drink, it'll wash into your stomach where it will naturally be killed. And you'll have a lot less chance of breathing it into your lungs where it's going to fester and do its thing. And reproduce and all that crap. Traxxas Mike, tip of the day. Now you know. I got these Traxxas. I think they're T-Max wheels or E-Max wheels. And they're kind of dorky looking. I know the wheels we're going to be using for the Resurrection. Because the Savage would usually have 17mm hexes. Well, you can switch them back to the smaller ones that come on this older style E-Revo. 14s, I think they are. Well, that's what I have on it right now, and that's what these rims and tires are, is the 14-inch. Yeah, that was definitely a swear word. What the heck? At this point, I'm really reefing on this. Oh my gosh. Whoa. All right. Revo, back to your resting place with your double bodies. That one will be coming back too, but that one's going to come back right. It's going to be upgraded to the 17mm hexes rather than these old style 14 mils. That's what came on those first E-Revos. That was actually a dual brushed motor E-Revo when I got it as a roller. Never had a brushed motor in it after I owned it, but... Alright, now let's spin off these Traxxas tires off of this Savage. Alright guys, I mean, besides some small little things like wheelie bar needing fixed and, you know, needing a new body, she's pretty much ready to go. Let's drop a couple 2-cells in here. We got a couple Traxxas 7600 2-cells that I did with the swap with Pin-It Paul. So right now we're running like 15,200 mAh in this bad boy. I was kind of thinking about that. That should get me a pretty good long run time in this bad boy. All right, let's put the controller on. All right, let's turn her on. What do you say, guys? Should we go give it a run?
Unfortunately, you will have to wait until the next video. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Alright guys, we got the Savage together. We made a video, but this one was just too long. So you're going to have to wait for me to edit this next one. And it'll be coming today or tomorrow. I'm Traxxas Mike from my RC Life, and I'll see you later. Bye guys. Stay safe.